Hello YouTube, and welcome to a rather pared down version of Zenith Art and Miniature Painting YouTube today. I wanted to get a video done sort of as close to the New Year as possible, and I've not really had a chance, mainly because I've been in America. So some of you may know my wife is American, well, she's Greek, but her family live in America. So we spent Easter and Christmas over there, and then I only got back on about the 13th, so I've sort of come straight back to the UK and then back to work, and I've not really had time to make a YouTube video. So anyway, what I thought is just give you a quick update. As you can see, there's an absolute mess over here. I've been relegated to the conservatory. So I think my wife has had enough of my hobby basically invading the entire house. So here I am in the conservatory. My bureau has been shifted into here, and actually, to be honest, this represents a good opportunity to kind of get things sorted. As you can see, in the moving of things, stuff just got chucked in here, and then the whole thing's been shifted over. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment, a bit of a bomb site. But it'll be able to give you an overview of what the plan is for the year and what I managed to accomplish last year. So first of all, I just want to say last year was actually a pretty decent year in terms of production of painted miniatures for me. I didn't think it was going to be a good year, mainly because of work situations and so on, but actually it did turn out to be pretty decent. This is some of the stuff in progress, as you can see there. My farmyard continues to grow, but just in short, I managed to get 89 28mm infantry figures last year and 26 15mm infantry figures last year. Doesn't sound like a lot, but actually, considering how little time I got to spend painting, I was quite chuffed with that. So you know, the projects that we mainly dealt with last year were my Polish 1939 chaps, and there's always more of that to come. So if you look up here, you can see, let me just shine the light there, you can see there's a few bits of poles over here in this area that are still kind of work in progress, and the Gebirgsjäger, which is the other half of that project for now, which you've seen in a battle report. Now those are coming along quite nicely after a revision of my painting style, just to go into a simpler wash highlight system. And you know, I'm expecting to see the first section rolling off the production lines any day now, so it's all good. And then obviously an ongoing project, which those of you who watch the videos will know about, is this farmyard thing, where I just want to have loads of animals basically. So sheep, pigs, ducks, chickens, the whole you know, haystacks, everything that you can possibly imagine. I just want to get some real terrain genned up, so, and that's relatively like period agnostic, so I can use it for World War II, 30 Years War, you know, English Civil War, anywhere, and any conflict ultimately. Okay, so sorry if the light's a bit poor in this one. I'm sort of desperately trying to work with the light's just gone out in the conservatory, so it just keeps getting worse and worse. Alright, so anyway, looking forward, I just wanted to say, you know, last year was a relatively good year for me in terms of some of the videos I produced, and I was quite chuffed. I do feel like I want to produce more this year, and as a roadmap, the things I want to do going forward, I just want to do more reviews. So here's my little 2017 pledge. And what I'd like to do for 2017 is more reviews. I like doing review videos. I don't know if you get much out of them, but what I like about them is that, generally speaking, historical miniatures in particular don't get much in terms of review videos. You get the occasional thing here and there, but for the most part, we tend to be a relatively kind of, in terms of videos that were produced, we tend to be people who produce, this is something I painted, check it out, which is, I suppose, a review in many ways. So for instance, if you watch the Liberators video, you get a really good insight into the Perry's Battle in a Box set, because he's painting all of it and you get to see it happen. But I'm a big fan of kind of review videos, and I'd like to do more of them. So, you know, some of the reviews I've done in the past have been well received, and they seem to be the ones that get the most hits and the most watches, the most comments as well. So I want to do more reviews, and to that end, I'll just quickly show you what I've got on hand. So this box may look familiar. This is the Velitez box from Agema Miniatures, and I've done the review for this one. Again, that was pretty well received. And what I do have also is the you know, Hannibal's African Veterans box set. So you can look forward to that being another one of the box sets that gets reviewed. In addition to those, to that box, I've also got several others. I've got loads of stuff by the Perrys. And Victrix boxes and so on. It's always, I think it's good to have a video on the internet where, you know, people can go and have a look, an in-depth look at the sprues and that sort of thing, because a lot of these websites don't really give you those close-up shots. You know, that would be great for people to sort of look at before they buy. We don't all get a chance to go to places like Salute and so on, particularly if we live outside of the UK. Anyway, so that's one thing I'm looking forward to doing. So we've been looking some Victrix and also Perry's, and to be honest, anything else that sort of catches my fancy. But those are the two main kind of, oh, and then also the Warlord. There's a few Warlord kits I have, particularly ancient ones, which I'd like to have a look at in detail. And obviously I'll share my thoughts with you on those. Right, cool. Anything else? Okay, from a game system perspective, or projects perspective, projects for the year, I think Polo 1939, you know, is front and center at the moment. Polo 1939 is the most important project I'm working on at the moment. I wanted to get, I want to get a full Polish section, Polish platoon done, which is massive. I want to get a full German Ankerbergsjäger platoon done, because a really good thing about the German part of the project is that then echelons through into the France 1940 project, so you can see how there's a sort of continuity to the whole thing. And then also, in addition to, I mean, just in terms of gameplay ability, you know, my little solo games that I play on a kind of platoon level are quite cool, and I enjoy playing them. The other thing as well is my Finland theatre. This isn't 15mm, so I've already done a fair bit of this. I've got a full Soviet company painted up, Stelkovi company. I've got the first finished platoon done. This isn't 15mm, so it's playable at both company level and at platoon level. So initially the games will be platoon levels. I've got a bunch of vehicles, mainly for the Soviet side, obviously, coming through the pipeline on that at the moment. And other things as well. I've had a bit of resurgence in interest at the moment on my side in terms of ancients, and you know, one of the things that's pushed me towards this is a fantastic rule set by Sam Mustafa called Aurelian. Oh, yes, Aurelian. That's what it is. Yeah, Aurelian. It's a fantastic rule set, very well made, excellent for your kind of mid-Imperial Roman armies. Now, I don't have a mid-Imperial Roman army at this point, but I do have a late Roman army, and I do have an early Roman army, and I think with a bit of kind of fudging, I can use the same system. The other good thing about that is that with ancient armies, you can port them over to other systems. So, for instance, I think one of the game systems my friends and I have enjoyed playing here recently is DBA. Or recently, we've always enjoyed playing DBA. Is DBA. It's quite generic, it's quite abstract, but actually it just does the job. And it's small armies, so getting stuff on the table is quite easy. I'm not a big fan of Hail Caesar. I just don't think it's a particularly the rule set that interests me. But I'm looking at things like Sword and Spear and so on. I'm trying to reinvigorate my Ancients wargaming. I used to play Warhammer Ancient Battles back in the day. That's now defunct. But there are other options out there. But DBA for now, because it's small, you only need 12 elements. And then obviously, as I say, the Aurelian set by Sam Mustafa, which is very period specific, but a fantastic rule set, I think. Okay, cool. To that end, I'm looking at doing Peloponnesian War forces, okay, because I actually own the miniatures already. They just need painting. I've had them for the best part of a decade. Peloponnesian, I think that's spelled correctly. Peloponnesian War, and I want to use a modified version of Dux Britanniarum for that by the Two-Fat Ladies, which is a fantastic game system. Which is usually for your kind of late Romans in Britain, kind of sub-Romans, if you will, against Saxons and Angles and Jutes as those kind of invaders from the continent. So, you know, there's absolutely loads to look forward to in the year coming forward. My major problem is prioritising stuff and getting it done in a timely fashion, and to that end, I'm trying to do that 365-hour challenge, you know. And that's going to prove quite difficult for me. At the moment, I'm at half an hour, so 365 hours in a year, and I'm going to try and keep track of it using Twitter. And every hour that I log, I'll try and add on to that and just constantly keep myself honest in terms of how much I'm getting done. Because I think sometimes with the hobby, we feel like we get a lot done, but really, or that we're not, or we feel like we're getting nothing done, and really we're logging in the hours. And the problem is that we only really notice the sort of end product you know, when it's all said and done, and that can have quite a long flash to bang time. So for instance, I've started projects in 2015 in terms of painting them, and only finished basing them in 2016, at the end of 2016, and it feels like, oh, it's taken forever to do, but really in terms of actual hours of time put in, it's quite limited. So I need to get better at doing that. I think it's important to develop kind of good practice when it comes to these things. Other things I'm excited about, another game that I got over the Christmas period, hopefully I can get it down here without things cascading on me, okay good, is this, Rogue Stars, by somebody whose surname Andreas Filigoi. I hope I've pronounced it correctly. I went in on the Nick Star from this, from North Star, mainly because the figures look fantastic. They're from Mark Hoppelson figures. So anyway, I backed this and I got the rule set. I've read through this and I must confess I'm a bit sort of disappointed by the rule set. I thought it was going to be something it wasn't. But in any event, I'm gonna give it a whirl. A sort of simple style first, and then more complex as it goes along. I do actually have figures I can already use for this. It's always good to get a new game under your belt, particularly one that's generating a lot of interest at the moment. So I'm hoping that people will be genuinely interested in this. Anyway, so you know, that's just a quick rundown of what my plans are for 2017. I saw Nick, British Legion Nick, has put out his call for the salute thing. I can't commit myself at the moment yet, but what I will do is speak to my wife and see if she'll let me go to the Excel Centre that day. Hopefully she says yes, and if that is the case, then I'll definitely try and make it. But here's some other stuff on the painting table as well. Look at that Dreadball. That stuff's been on my painting desk for years now. It just hasn't moved. It just doesn't have a very high priority. And there's some Death Watch stuff and some Gene Stealers for small level games again as usual. So I'm always pottering along. I've always got a box full of stuff that's being painted. I've always got, you know, projects in the pipeline. Here's more farmyard stuff and dead animals and campsites and stuff. So you can see there's, you know, I've got scatterbrained at points. I tend to find that, and again, these are great projects to say, yeah, I'm going to really work on this, but really what it boils down to is that, you know, I'll come up with an idea for a scenario, and then I'll paint the scenario to get the scenario stuff done, because that's what gets priority. So anyway, hopefully I'll get better at what I need to be doing. And first of all, I was going to start off by tidying all of this mess, because it is an absolute bomb site at the moment. And then once that gets sorted, hopefully we can move forward and be a bit more productive. And I'm hoping to do a few more videos as I go forward. As I say, reviews are one thing I really enjoy doing, but other than that, just general kind of what I'm up to videos, because it keeps me honest. And I think it's important for the community. I mean, those videos don't generate huge amounts of hits in terms of you know, random traffic, but what it does do is it gives your subscribers, I think, and please, if you disagree or agree or have a different view on this, please do let me know. But I think it gives your you know, connection between yourself and your subscribers. So yeah, okay, you won't generate huge numbers of hits or whatever, but you will generate interest, and it keeps people coming back, I hope anyway. So I'll try and get more of those kind of what I'm up to videos done as time goes by. There we have it. So right guys, take it easy and have a good one, and Happy New Year. Ciao.